Alright, so ChatGPT has already changed the world we live in. ChatGPT has killed the blog writer works. ChatGPT can even detect the software bug. ChatGPT has even written piano pieces. ChatGPT can get you a date on Valentine's Day. What? Yes. Now its next target is cybersecurity jobs. Yes, your job. But wait, what if I told you it's already started? ChatGPT has written a malware to gain access to Windows system, a code to exploit SQL injection vulnerability on web application, a Python code to find the security vulnerability in the network, and more and more and more and more. In this video, I'll talk about 5 cybersecurity job roles the ChatGPT is after and what you can do to stay ahead of it. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe as this will help the algorithm. Let's talk about 5 cybersecurity job roles ChatGPT can impact. Number 1 is Malware Analyst. Malware Analyst basically determine and analyze the suspicious files on the endpoints and within the network. They do it by using dynamic analysis, static analysis, or full reverse engineering as well. Now, malwares are malicious softwares. It can be adware, bots, bugs, rootkits, spyware, ransomwares, Trojan horses, viruses, and worms. ChatGPT can be used for malware attribution. Now, ChatGPT can analyze the malware by detecting the patterns used in the code, maybe its behavior and tactics as well. When we submitted this code to ChatGPT, we got this response. As you can see, ChatGPT has detected that it uses the WSH shell and it calls the registry edit function. Now it definitely understands the purpose of the code and also highlights the malicious code intent. Now when the complex ransomware code was submitted to the ChatGPT, we got this response. As you can see, we get the complete detail of this ransomware code, including the termination process and text file creation. Number 2 is SOC Analyst. Now, SOC Analysts are first to respond security incidents. They predominantly work on tools like SIM, SOAR, EDR, EPP, etc. Now I know you won't believe, but ChatGPT can even be used for writing Splunk queries. Now I asked the ChatGPT to write this Splunk query to detect the brute force attack against the Active Directory, and the response looks awesome. I then asked the ChatGPT to write this Splunk query to detect any unsuccessful login to the Active Directory, and the response is not so bad. I even tried to regenerate the response, but it was almost the same. Number 3 is Security Analyst. Now, security analyst is a kind of a confusing role. Now, it can be different for different organizations. In the large organization, it can be a person who just handles security operations. But in the security consulting firm, it can be someone who handles the vulnerability management, security compliances, creating playbooks, incident response, building SIM rules and dashboards, and many more. Now, ChatGPT can be used for vulnerability and patch management. Now I asked the ChatGPT to write a Python script to detect the log4shell vulnerability in the network. I got this, and this looks pretty interesting. I then asked the ChatGPT to write a playbook to respond a DDoS attack. As you can see, it started with giving step-by-step approach from identifying the attack, notifying the point of contact, and all the way to the review stage. This is amazing. Number 4 is Network Security Engineer. Now these folks are mainly responsible to deploy, configure, and maintain firewalls such as Palo Alto, Cisco, Fortinet, Checkpoint, etc. They also utilize Splunk SIM, Proofpoint for email security, Tenable for vulnerability management, and many more. Now ChatGPT can be used for security automation. Now I asked ChatGPT to write an Ansible playbook to audit Palo Alto firewall. And as you can see, the playbook looks very precise and it looks good. Number 5 is penetration testers. Penetration tester, or we also call ethical hackers, are responsible to find system vulnerabilities and report them to improve the organization's security. While doing pen testing, I personally follow these steps. Now, ChatGPT can be used for phishing simulation. Now we can use ChatGPT to create a very realistic phishing email, and we can message it to all the employees to test the organization's susceptibility to phishing attacks. You can check these samples. Now these are some of the sample outputs with different scenarios. Now ChatGPT has even written exploit for SQL injections, cross-site scripting attacks, SSRF, XXE, and many more. Now I know. After going through all these points, you might feel there is no hope. You see, I personally don't think ChatGPT will replace your job, but it might impact it at some level. What to do then? Well, I have 3 solutions. Number 1, Singularity. Now, you see, Singularity is a concept where humans and AI work together. They do it to achieve a common goal. Being a cybersecurity professional, you can actually utilize the ChatGPT to simplify your work, such as creating playbooks, conducting phishing simulations, performing malware analysis, generating payloads for penetration testing, and many more. Number 2, power of being human. Focus on the things that ChatGPT can never replace, such as your communication skill. To be a successful cybersecurity professional, work on your communication skill. Listen actively. Be more aware during the group meetings. Speak clearly. Use simple language. Learn to convert the technical terms into the non-technical or semi-technical terms while talking to the management folks. Ask right questions. Be open to any feedback. Number 3 is critical thinking. You see, you can think like a monk, but you don't have to. Working in cybersecurity sometimes means making high-stakes decisions. Learn to evaluate and assess the information. Consider alternatives. If you're finalizing any security product, try to compare it with the other vendors, or you can also read the reviews on subreddit pages as well. Or maybe you can look at any strong open source alternatives as well. Next, visualize. Now you can use any mind map app or just pen and paper and start writing everything. Alright, so we talked about how ChatGPT can impact your cybersecurity job and how can you stay ahead of it. Please share me your thoughts about ChatGPT and cybersecurity. You might be agree with me, or you might be disagree with me, or you might be having some different thoughts. I'll catch you in the next video. This is Rajneesh Gupta signing off.